First up on the show, a day after Sheikh Hasina fled Bangladesh, resigning as the Prime Minister, some normalcy has returned to the country as people await the formation of a new government. In capital Dhaka, with police and army patrolling the streets, the traffic is lighter than usual. Some schools have reopened with thin attendance on Tuesday after closing down in mid-July as the anti-quota protests spiraled. Buses and other public transport are on the streets and traders opened their shops. Government vehicles headed to offices. Student leaders who spearheaded a movement against job quotas said that they want a new interim government with the Nobel Peace Laureate Muhammad Yunus as its chief advisor. On Monday, at least 109 people were killed during violent unrest, taking the death toll in the anti-government protests to 440 in over several weeks. Violent protesters vandalized several government buildings and historical sites, setting on fire offices and homes of Awami League leaders, even targeting minorities, their businesses and temples at several locations. Now, shortly after Sheikh Hasina resigned as Bangladesh Prime Minister and left Dhaka, protesters climbed on top of the statue of the country's founder, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and began chiseling away at the head with an axe. Now, the unruly mobs also destroyed the Bangabandhu Memorial Museum in the Dhanmodi area of Dhaka. The museum was dedicated to Hasina's father, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who was assassinated in 1975. Hundreds of protesters broke into Sheikh Hasina's official residence in Dhaka on Tuesday, and crowds were seen storming the living rooms, with some people taking television sets, chairs and tables from one of the country's most secure buildings. Some even entered the bedrooms and were seen lying on the Prime Minister's bed. They also damaged her portraits inside the building. Now, a group of demonstrators attacked the official residence of the Chief Justice Obaidul Hasan in Dhaka as well. The Chief Justice had departed the premises just moments before the attack. The security guards stationed at the residence were unable to prevent the protesters from entering. The rioters also set the Awami League's office in the capital city on fire. A mob vandalized and set on fire the residence of the State Minister for Expatriate Affairs and Foreign Employment, the homes of the City Justice Department and the City Secretary of the Awami League, an Awami League Member of Parliament and the President of the capital's Awami League branch were also attacked and vandalized. Agitated protesters also smashed and looted the businesses of several businessmen who supported the Awami League Party and set fire to the offices of the district police chief and burnt 2 police motorcycles during clashes with the police on Monday afternoon. Now, apart from that, videos of temples being set on fire also flooded social media. A temple belonging to the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, or ISKCON, was vandalized by miscreants who also burnt idols in the temple premises. In Meherpur area of Bangladesh's Khulna division, 3 devotees who lived at the center managed to escape and survived during an attack. And earlier today, we were joined by Dr. Devapriya Bhattacharya, a distinguished fellow at the Center for Policy Dialogue in Dhaka, to get us the latest of what's happening in Bangladesh. Take a look.
The development narrative did not take note of the fact that not everybody benefited from that development which ensued, and there was significant corruption, mismanagement of public resources, and partisan distribution of social welfare protections. And at the same time, there was important reforms which were to be undertaken in the banking sector, in the money market, in public administration and resource generation, domestic resource generation. These were not being undertaken because of the influence of a certain group of oligarchs. So that created a serious problem in terms of taking the development process into the next phase. But more importantly, The last three elections had been definitely much disputed.
Right.
The lack of participation and lack of neutrality. So the people were really unhappy because they didn't get the chance to voice their discontent or their choices.
Right.
So this combination of lack of inclusive development and lack of voice in a democratic process, these two together really created a groundswell within the middle class and particularly amongst the younger community.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.